I'm on top.
Yo,
Yeah.
no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want.
Hey guys, Coach Dan here, aka I got nothing this morning. I have been lifting for over 20 years. I hold a degree in exercise and sports science and have been coaching others for 10 plus years. On this channel, we're all about evidence-based muscle growth or hypertrophy training. In today's video, we're going to go through upper body workout number 2 for the week for me. I'm going to show you what I do, explain why I do it, and show you exactly how to execute to apply to your own training. So this is upper body workout number 2 of a new program split where we're going upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body for a 6-day training week. And we've changed from what were we doing? Push, lower body, pull, push, lower body, pull. So we've increased frequency to most muscle groups, but then put them on the same day such that we have to distribute the work that we put into them a little bit differently. So I have done this such that I can kind of distribute the volume to the upper body muscles where they are needed more so. So I've so far quite enjoyed it, a little bit of change. I'm not normally a big fan of heaps of change, but this so far has been pretty good. And yeah, this is actually a New Year's Eve workout. So we're almost to 2026. So we'll run this program in 2026 and see how it compares to the previous program and then make adjustments accordingly. Or it could be that it's not good. After a few months, we realize there are some major issues. So one of the big challenges is making sure that we're having enough recovery, because we train each muscle group, let's say the upper body or lower body as well, every 48 hours, especially in the first days of the week. Obviously with Sunday, you get an extra break. So for the last day or the last session of the week, we get a little bit more rest because of Sunday and we have Sunday off. So with that in mind, we get that little bit extra time there. So we could push a bit of work to that session. Anyway, the idea is that we get to, we can possibly overdo it. So we have to bring the work down, because I no longer get 72 hours rest, I get 48 hours rest. This might be a bit much information for the introduction, but just so you know. So yeah, on this day, as an example, I'm going to do a chest press, but only 2 sets. Now, on my previous program, on my push day, I did 2 chest exercises, 3 sets each, so 6 total sets. So I've brought the volume down for chest because it is a muscle group that is pretty sore and pretty developed already. And then I'm able to push more of that volume to the back and all that kind of stuff. All right, let's hit it. So we are going to start this workout with chest. What I'm doing with my upper body sessions is starting the workout with different muscle groups that I want to have be the focus for that particular, or at least give them the most energy. So the other day we started with upper back, today chest, and on Friday we start with lats. So I've got this chest press machine here, a Nautilus Nitro vertical chest press. This one's pin loaded. I haven't used this one in programming before, but I've used the plate loaded one. So essentially I have, previous to starting filming, I've got my setup correct such that my arm here is directly in line with where the resistance is going. So what we don't want to do when doing a chest press like this is have my elbow be up here, but the weight is going up there like that. So my body's going to want to push it that way, but the resistance or the machine is going up that way. So we want to line up with where the resistance is going, get that height, and then press out using the chest. Control the way back in, nice big stretch, press out. So I actually think this one's going to be better than the pin-loaded one I've done before, because the resistance is pretty constant throughout, whereas with the plate-loaded one, did I say plate-loaded before? With the plate-loaded one, it gets harder throughout the movement, so potentially not as good as something like this. All right, let's rip into this upper body workout. Second one of the week. Here we go. chest exercise done. Not too bad, that machine. I think there might be some room for improvement, or potentially I just need to practice and get better at it. Anyway, so we move on to our first back movement. This is going to be, so we start with the lats. Now, when we do horizontal movements, that might lean more towards the upper lats, because your upper lats kind of attach to your front arm, wrap down and head to, wrap around your rib cage and head in towards your spine, and sort of start to orientate down until they head in towards your pelvis. So we sort of segment them into two groups: thoracic lats and then iliac lats. Thoracic lats, because they are sort of wrapping in this direction, when I pull in this direction, you would suggest that those ones are more inclined to kind of pull my arm back and around towards my spine. Whereas when we pull down, you would think that that would be more about your lower lats, because you're pulling down towards that portion of the lat. So with that in mind, this is going to be our lat movement today. Now I'm trying to figure this one out as we go. I haven't really done this too much. We've got this, which is a Nautilus compound row, which I already do on another day. So I'm going to try and use this as a variation. So we're going single arm. I am considering doing it standing, so something like back here, or even sitting like this. One of those two options we're considering, and I haven't really figured out which one yet. Either which way, the reason I like to do this further back and potentially standing is a good option is because the resistance on machines, if we have the horn down there and the hinges here, the resistance on these machines is such that it's harder at the beginning, at the end of the movement. It's easier here because it's kind of below the hinge point. As it comes up and gets directly out from the hinge point, it's going to be hard. Now what I can do by standing back is essentially bring it back such that now it's directly out from the hinge point. So it starts off harder and then it gets a little bit easier as we go on, which kind of mimics our pulling muscle groups. Normally our pulling muscle groups are stronger in this position here, and as we finish, we can't quite finish. So if we can make things harder where we're stronger and easier where we're not, we can kind of finish the range of motion. The other option is, if you can't get a machine like this, like these pin-loaded machines and stuff like that, that are pretty similar resistance without, at the end of the set you can do lengthened partials, because it might be that you're not completely fatigued in that muscle group, you just can't finish it off. So I'm going to fiddle around with this one. Standing would be an option. Sitting in this kind of position would be an option. So we'll have a couple of practices on each side and with different weights and see what we want to do. All right, at the working set you'll see what I decided.
all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive and save it.
What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough.
Alright, lats done. So we've got that standing single arm platelet row. Not sure about that one on setup. Feels effective. Then that pull down, same, is still can't quite get the correct position. So I'm trying to figure out how high to seat, where to lean, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, might take a couple of weeks getting used to. There is another pull down machine. I know it's very good. So is it worth just straight up substituting them immediately, or do you give this a couple of weeks? It's hard to know. I'm inclined to go back to the first one because I know that's good and use this as a substitute, but we shall see. Now, onto something I'm not uncertain about. Old Faithful here, chest supported T-bar row. Now we go upper back. So one of the main difference between the upper back training and the lat dominant training is that your upper back training, the arms will usually come away from the body a little bit. So lats, we're usually going in here because the lat kind of wraps in around towards the spine. So as I pull my arm like this, so that pulling the arm in that direction works pretty well. Pull it like this, nice and close to the body, kind of pulls down really well. As the arm starts to come up and away, if my lats are kind of angled in like this, they're not going to be in as good a position to do this job. So the upper back and traps and stuff like that get involved. And that's where this one comes into play. So this is a chest supported T-bar row. I'm going to do 2 exercises here. I've been doing what's called a Kelso Shrug before a lot of my upper back training to kind of get my traps fired up such that when I do my row variations, or my upper back row variations, should I say, I feel my upper back. So number 1, Kelso Shrug. So Kelso Shrug, just like a standard shrug is shrugging the shoulders up like that. This is shrugging the shoulders back to try and get those muscles pre-fatigued a little bit. So we'll go here, line them up, shrug, shoulders forward, shrug, shoulder forward, shrug. Once we've done 2 sets of that, about 10 to 20 reps, then we'll go to the chest supported T-bar row, the standard movement that's done on here. So I've got my traps already fired up with our Kelso Shrugs, and then we go into the rows, and hopefully that'll help us feel those upper back muscles a little bit better. That's the idea anyway, and it's felt very effective. The last 2 months or so, my upper back training has improved significantly, and I would say 2 main reasons. 1, I've been paying a lot of attention to it, like focus. I want to improve, I want to feel, I want to get those things, not just going through the motions. Number 2, these Kelso Shrugs. So we're going to keep them going because they have felt really effective. All right, let's rip and tear. one more back movement to come. Yes. So if we think about the horizontal shrug, the Kelso shrug, and the T-bar row itself, the T-bar row, it's on a hinge, kind of comes at you like that. So it's that kind of motion. Now I'm going to target the upper back, but coming from high to low. So potentially, what do we call that? Depressing the scapulars, such that we might be focusing on a different part of the trap. So there have been some, sit down with Coach Danny and let's hear some story time. There have been some suggestion that the traps, the diamond-shaped muscle that kind of come to the base of your skull, fan out and then come back in towards your spine like a diamond, the traps. They have 4 different functions potentially. 1, taking the shoulders up. 2, taking the shoulders up and back. 3, taking the shoulders back. And then 4, depressing the shoulder blades, should I say. So all kind of moving the shoulders and shoulder blades in different directions. So there's some merit to kind of training those different functions of the muscle. So over the course of time, if you want to develop the muscle overall, maybe it's worth doing, not all in the same program necessarily, but across time, doing different of those functions. Or if you have a particular preference for developing some of that section or some of that muscle over others, like let's say you have pretty well developed traps, which some people can often have, but your lower or upper traps, but your lower traps are pretty ordinary, you might devote more of your time or most of your time towards the mid and lower traps. So just something you can consider in your own training. And if you have multiple movements to use for that muscle group, you have time to do 2 separate movements, maybe they go in slightly different directions. So this is a prime chest supported. It's called a lat pull down, but we're going to do it for the upper back. Now, the reason I think this is going to be pretty suitable for the upper back is because these handles kind of diverge. And as we said on the chest supported row there, arms away from your body is probably best suited to train the upper back and traps. The chest support is another good thing. It lets me roll the shoulders over the chest support and then squeeze them back. So I can kind of use this for that stability and let everything round out over it. See, yeah, for the lats, have this a lat pull down. I'm not a very wide person, but you'd have to sink over to the side, which could be done. Anyway, the other thing I'm going to consider is using these mag grips, or alternatively, there's some other handles down here, which I do like. So we'll take the handles, tuck the legs under the pads, get nice and locked in, let everything roll forward over the pad, pull and squeeze. So this being a prime machine, their kind of trademark is the 3-horn system, which I'll give you a shot of in a second here, which kind of allows you to load different ranges of the movement so we can make it harder in different ranges. So for this one, I'm going to make it pretty hard out here. For all pulling muscle groups, that's usually a good thing because we're usually pretty strong out here, but weaker in here. And what it's also going to allow me to do is as I finish the movement, it's going to be lighter essentially. So I'm going to be able to squeeze my shoulder blades and really get that sensation. All right, let's choose a weight and then get into it.
Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.